let's do some Q&A, and we're gonna have a pretty fun episode here. We got some questions around exercise, nutrition, and a little bit on mindset as well. So let's dig in. We're gonna go for like 4 to 5 questions here. All right, let's start off. There's gonna be two. I like these questions here because they're both like opposite questions of one another. So the first one is, this may be a stupid question, but I don't really feel that sore after workouts recently. I'm still lifting till failure on the reps, but is lack of soreness an indicator I'm not lifting heavy enough? Soreness is a horrible metric to measure your workouts by. If you're not sore after your workouts, that's not a bad thing at all. It could actually be a positive thing. That means that your body's recovering. Yes, it could also mean that you're not trying hard enough or you're not pushing yourself. But lack of soreness is not a negative thing. What you want to notice is, hey, am I increasing my reps and or weight? If you're noticing progress in your reps and weight and you're not really getting that sore after your workouts, that is the creme de la creme. That's what we want to aim for. Like, there's no fun in walking around like there's a stick up your ass because you're constantly sore from all of your workouts. Soreness typically happens from how much volume you're doing, which is the amount of reps and sets, and also the speed at which you're moving. So if you're doing longer holds and eccentric movements where you're taking some time to lower yourself and stretch out the muscles, you're gonna feel some more soreness there. So measuring the effectiveness of your workouts based on soreness is a terrible metric. Look at progress. Are you increasing your weights? Are you increasing your reps? If that's the case and you're not getting sore, keep on going because it's working for you. Next question is the opposite question of this one, all right? How to improve recovery time. I think that my job stress is exacerbating my muscle pain, but anything else I can physically do to recover is appreciated. Yeah, like sometimes we're sore and these stressors in life like overcome our recovery. It's really, really tough to find balance. Once people find balance, something comes up and it knocks them off, all right? Now, if you do have a high stress job, you gotta realize that exercise is stress as well. Coupling a high stress job with high stress exercise can lead to lack of recovery, especially if there's other stresses in your life. Like, let's take a look at nutrition. Nutrition, if it's not on point, can definitely be a stress. You can gain inflammation from that. We could also see, hey, is anybody taking any medications? Medications can also be a form of a stress as well. So we need to look at everything when it comes to stress and program accordingly. The last thing we want to do is pour more gasoline, aka high and intense workouts, on already raging fire, aka your stress levels. So if you're experiencing and going through a season in your life where there's a lot of stress, the best thing to do is decrease the intensity level of your workout and the overall volume. So instead of doing, let's say, like instead of doing strength training 4 days a week, knock that down to 2 days a week. And instead of doing exercises till failure and really pushing yourself, go and keep about 2 reps in the tank. Decrease your volume a little bit and decrease your overall weight a little bit, and also increase your rest times between exercises. Another thing that can be very beneficial for that as well is don't do 2 days back to back. If that's possible for your schedule, try to have a day in between exercise sessions or training sessions while you're going through those high stress periods in your life. All right, now that comes down to managing your stress. If you have a tough time redoing and rewriting your workout program based on the stress you're going from, that's where hiring a coach really becomes valuable. But you have to be honest with the coach and tell them what you're going through. If you're going through a lot more stress, you got to say, hey, there's more stress, there's more things on my plate. While I love progressing here, I may not be able to progress on all 4 of these things. Let's choose just one thing. Now, for this particular client, I know that she wants to do a chin-up, but I'm also trying to help her do other things. Now that I have this information, I know that the one thing we're going to focus on is improving her chin-ups. All the other stuff is going to be based around maintenance. So instead of trying to improve, let's say, her deadlift, her squat, and getting her to do a chin-up, we're going to maintain those things, and we're going to focus on just her being able to do one solid body weight pull-up. So when you're going through stressful periods in your life, you need to adapt your training to fit the amount of stress that you're going through. So that way the training isn't an extra stressor, but it helps you handle and deal with the stress that you're currently going through. Let your training be a complement and help with the stress, not add to it. All right, let's go on. Whew. All right, here we go. This one's about mindset, okay? It's not really a question, it's more just like a statement. Staying disciplined and lowering body fat. He does have a question there. Less calories? Yes. All right, now, staying disciplined, if you want to decrease your body fat, you have to be disciplined. Like, lowering body fat rarely comes by accident. Sometimes it does. Sometimes we're like, hey, you know what? Like, I just don't have an appetite. And hey, you know what? Maybe I'm walking a little bit more. Whoa, these things just accidentally happen. And hey, I lost 1 to 2% of body fat. That's very rare when that happens. If you want to lose body fat, you have to have some sort of plan, and you have to be intentional about the way that you eat and what you're putting into that face hole of yours. Also, tracking what you're doing will take it to the next level. So discipline is required for those things. If you're undisciplined and you're just kind of eating whatever's around with however much you want to, good luck on losing body fat. So discipline is required if you want to lose body fat. And yes, you have to have less calories. The only way to burn fat on your body is to eat less than your body burns. So if you're burning 2,000 calories a day, you need to be eating about 1,700 calories a day to see some sort of fat loss benefits. All right? So yes, be disciplined, decrease how many calories you're going for. You could also, if you don't want to decrease your calories, you could increase how many calories you're burning by going on walks, by doing a little bit of running as well. As long as it doesn't increase your appetite, which that could be the downfall about running, increasing how many calories you burn so that way you can still eat about 2,000 calories a day will help you burn fat. But you have to be disciplined if you really want to get serious about getting lean and losing body fat. It doesn't happen by accident. You have to be intentional with it. Alrighty. Next up, this is a good one. What's the best way to break a sugar/soda addiction? Breaking a sugar addiction is hard. Sugar is like cocaine. Tastes good. It's white. It's almost like a powdery substance. I'm pretty sure if you snort it, it wouldn't feel good. Probably cause a little drip in the back of your throat. Not that I have done it. So the thing is, crushing a sugar addiction is a little bit different than soda. So let's go for soda first. Soda can be tough depending on how hard of a grip soda has on you. But number one, the first way to do it is if you're drinking a full calorie soda, go to diet. That's the easiest thing to do. All right. Now, I understand that people can't just quit cold turkey. And some people will be like, oh, diet soda, it's actually worse for you. And okay, well, guess what? Like, soda with 50 grams of sugar in it versus diet soda that has fake sugar in it, they're both equally pretty terrible for you. Talking about your teeth, talking about your insides, and also fat. But if you're trying to break the addiction and trying to decrease how many calories you're going for, drink the diet soda. All right, so that's step one. If you're drinking full calorie, switch to diet. The next thing you can do as well is once you're next to the next step, have some discipline around it. How much are you drinking? If you're drinking a 12-pack a week, try to decrease that down to a 6-pack a week. So instead of having 2 a day, you have 1 a day. Use it as reward. Have it with some sort of meal. If you're like, hey, you know what? I always drink a soda with dinner. Go ahead, have a soda with dinner, but don't just have a soda in the middle of the day while you're working. So try to find ways to decrease the amount that you're drinking after you've made that switch. What you can do from there is you can try different forms of sodas. I know that there are some healthier forms of sodas out there, like probiotic ones and prebiotic ones. They taste all right. You know, it just depends. Like if you enjoy the flavor, you enjoy the taste of it, try it out. My favorite type of soda, if you could call it that, is Liquid Death. Liquid Death, they're flavored ones. They're like convicted melon, severed lime, Bury It Alive. All those flavors are really good. Now here's the difference. Soda is usually like a cola flavor. They're not really fruit flavors. These ones are all fruit flavors, but they still have that carbonation and they have real juice in there and just a teeny bit of sugar from agave, so it tastes relatively sweet. So make that switch to Liquid Death with the flavored ones when you're ready to actually make a change in your soda drinking. All right, let's go on to last question right here, okay? How to get more mobility. I love this one. It comes down to discipline as well, all right? And habits. Let's call it habits, not discipline, habits. Get in the habit of moving your body more frequently. I'll say it again. Get in the habit of moving your body more frequently. Now, what that means is, look, if you do 5 to 10 minutes of mobility every day, that's hours of mobility that you plugged in to your day over the course of a year. 5 to 10 minutes a day. The cool thing about mobility, you can do it anywhere. All right? You can do it in the morning, right when you wake up. You can do it in the evening. You can do it in the middle of the day. You can do it while standing in line. You can do it at work. There's so many different ways of doing mobility. Sure, there are different levels and certain ways where, hey, you know what? It may not be appropriate to, while you're standing in line at the bank or something, to get down on the floor and start doing groin steps. But you know what you can do? You can shift your hips left to right. You can kind of pull your shoulders back and you can move your head and neck around. You can pull down like this, get some neck mobility. You can reach those arms forward. You can bring it overhead, throw in some arm circles, maybe do some rotations, just like I'm doing sitting here. So while you're working and watching this video, you can do some mobility too. But the thing is, again, you have to get into the habit of moving more frequently. Get into the habit of moving more frequently. You're better off doing 5 to 10 minutes of mobility every single day than you are of doing 30 minutes once a week. It's the compound effect and the consistency and frequency that makes a big difference. If you're like, hey, what do I do? What are the things that I do? I got you. I got plenty of resources and exercises and routines that I can throw your way that are anywhere from 2 minutes long to 20 minutes long. It's up to you, but you have to first get into the habit of moving your body more frequently and fall in love with the process of mobility, because guess what? It feels pretty fucking good to move your body and be mobile. There we go. Thank you very much for watching this week's Q&A episode. I got a couple more questions here for the next one. Guess what? If you got questions, write them in the comments. Let me know what they are, all right? If you train with me in person, ask me a question. I'll write it down in here so I can answer it for you. If you found this valuable and you have a friend or somebody that could definitely benefit from this, share with them. If you want more videos like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you next time.